Hey everyone, it's Arlen of Awakened Sponda, and I'm coming on this morning because Spirit just, once again led me to do a video um, and tell this story in particular. So I'm gonna make it quick, but for whatever reason, when this happens, I just gotta listen. So if you know me at all, you know that I have lived a pretty colorful life. I've had many chapters upon chapters, but in my or in my teen years and in my early 20s, I did a lot of traveling. I was living out of a backpack on the street. Literally, when I say traveling, I mean hitchhiking, cross country, all over the place, living in underpasses and living in the woods. And I lived a very Celestine prophecy kind of life. I just flew by the seat of my pants. I followed the breadcrumb trail, right? Um, and it taught me a lot of things that I would have never got anywhere else. And I saw a lot of things. But I would say it was my early 20s. I was about 22, I want to say. I moved to St. Croix, to the Virgin Islands, and down there I had met a friend, and this friend was a self-proclaimed Christian, and however, what I thought a Christian was anyway was definitely not what I saw from this person. But he, that was his that's was his spiritual beliefs for the most part. And for me, I believed in everything, and all is one, right? I mean, I was carrying around at the age of 16 a Bhagavad Gita, a Bible. I was studying different forms of Rasta stuff in Ethiopia, like religions in Ethiopia. I did a lot of religious studies and spiritual studies when I was young, and astrology studies when I was young. All of it. Um, so he asked me what I believed, and I told him, and he was like, oh, he's like, well, will you come to this Bible study? And I was like, yeah. I was like, of course I would. I was like, I love Jesus. And that was literally my response. I still remember, I still hold that little nugget of memory in my head. I know where I was, what it looked like everywhere around me. We were walking to the beach. I remember when he stopped too and asked me, like, he was blown away at my answer because I guess in his mind he thought I was going to hell. And to me, I just innocently was like, yes, let's go. So I went. And I met this cute little family that kind of took me under their wing. They became like my best friends. They were, a younger couple, and they had kids. And one of the kids had cancer and was miraculously healed. And so they were just a loving, sweet couple. And the wife became a really good friend to me. And we hung out a lot, and very, very beautiful friendship we had. Now, fast forward to when I was gonna leave the island for a little while. I was gonna go to the States, and I was gonna come back, so I needed to leave some stuff on the island. I wanted to, anyways. I didn't want to carry like all my books and my djembe and extra stuff in my suitcase because that's all I had. And so she was like, "Oh, you could just leave it here. Just put it in the closet." So, okay. And so, I put everything in the closet, just innocently as ever. Stacked all my books up, put my djembe in there, whatever else might have been. I don't even remember. But I left it there, and I went on about my business. And I think I had a couple days left or something. I don't really remember this. But I had the cell phone that she had given me just for emergency because I was hitchhiking around the island. And she called me on it, and she was like, "Hey, I need you to meet me." It was really weird. Her tone was weird. Everything was weird. She's like, "I need you to meet me in the park. You need to meet me and my husband and the kids in the park." So, okay. So I went down to the park, not thinking anything of it. And I could tell by their demeanor as I was walking up, like something was seriously wrong. And so I went and I sat down. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, what is this? And he proceeded to come at me very strongly. It's almost as if you would have thought I put the devil in the middle of their home. Because that's basically what he was telling me. He said, it was very condemning. How dare I, after everything they had done for me? Very shaming. Have you even seen these? I mean, they brought my books, and I'm going to tell you what books they were, to open them up and show me things in them. How dare I bring this devil, whatever, into their home? They trusted me. And here I was thinking I was trusting them. It didn't, I was shocked. So let me tell you what this book was. The first book he pulled out was Ram Dass, Be Here Now. It was one of the first books I got when I was 15 years old. And I carried that book around for quite some time because I resonated with it. So it was Ram Dass. I believe there was a piece, one of the smaller books, Bhagavad Gita. There was also I had just other astrology things. There may have been a hand palm tarot, or not tarot, but palm reading, something like that. I don't even remember, honestly. The Be Here Now was the book that really got them, and that was the one that they pulled out and was showing me the pictures, and I'm sitting there going, I love that book. But all of a sudden, I felt shamed and I felt terrible, because here's their kids. I love their kids. I love them. So for me, I embodied this attack as I did something wrong. I had never experienced something like this in all of my time traveling or any of this, and especially being close to me, because I loved them and I cared about them, and I would have never brought harm to them. That's the spirit in me. I just, I was very innocent. And even though I prayed with them, I did all these things, but I guess in their minds, maybe they thought that I was leaving all of my other self behind. But I'm no, that's not where I was. And it was very innocent. It was very pure. It was from a very pure place. See? So it crushed my soul to think that I had hurt them that bad, that they were coming at me the way they came at me. I had never experienced this, like I said before. I walked away shocked, trying to process, not understanding what was going on, and really feeling actually bad, because the kids and everything, they blamed me and said that I had done this to even after they trusted me, and I had brought this into their home with their son who had already been sick, and so here I was carrying around for years. I went on, this is why I want to tell a story, I think, because I went on for years with a shame and a guilt. And I even proceeded for years after that. I went into the church, and I went deeper into the the church experience. Almost in a way, I think a lot of that was me trying to rectify what I had done. Because see, we hold on to these emotional, when things dramatically happen to us, it's it sets an imprint in our emotional body and in our energy body. And so I dug deep into deeper than I had ever gone in the Bible. I went to Messianic congregations. I was seeking, praying, fasting, doing all these things to cleanse myself. And not to mention that the person I ended up getting with or marrying, or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't a fancy ceremony. It was a piece of paper I signed. But he was highly abusive and a Christian. And so I went down this huge thing with the church. And needless to say, came full circle in the church, because my heart was always the same. My spirit in me never changed. No matter how condemned I was by people all around me, no matter what had gone on with me, turns out spirit arose in me, and you can call it Kundalini, you can call it what you want, but that experience shifted everything in me, because my heart was open, spirit was open in me, and I just needed to be reminded and cleansed from those emotional attachments I had, and you know, all is well these days, of course, but I don't know why. I think I just was triggered this morning to bring that full circle. And, you know, it's funny, I listen to Ram Dass now, you know, and I never really, you know, paid attention to him much after that. However, I went on to have Kundalini movements and my own spiritual awakenings. And I listen to him now. If I listen to him now and I listen to all of his teachings, it's like, holy shit. I mean, the resonance is just synonymous and beautiful. But I wanted to share the story because it's important. If you've been condemned by somebody in the church or shamed or guilted, there is freedom, and you set yourself free. You will do that. And, you know, you are loved and you are a beautiful soul. And I want whoever hears this to know that, and just to keep going. And, you know, for those in the church, I remember being that person. I became that person in the church for a little while, where I judged people and I saw myself as authoritative or better or more knowing. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you get there, you are fully in your ego, and you are closed off, you are limited, you are living a very limited reality. And yeah. So I don't know. Just wanted to share that. I love you guys, and we can set ourselves free. Meditation, meditation, meditation. Like minds. You're loved. All is love. So be it. Wholeness.